1 count of domestic violence, threats and intimidation, 1 count of domestic violence, disorderly conduct, 1 count of domestic violence, criminal damage. It involves an intimate partner by the name of Leticia Hernandez. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty. Let you know that you do have a right to remain silent. I am going to appoint an attorney with the City Public Defender's Office to represent you. I will release you on this case. Your next court date is going to be in Tucson City Court, January 15th at 1:30 p.m. But you're still being held on that that other matter. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you.
Wait, what? Domestic violence? Wait, what?
Oh, and sir, don't have any contact with Leticia Hernandez. Thank you. Your excuse.
Thank you.
Kick rocks, buddy.
I got it. So, thanks.
All right, so this is today. We're in Pima County Court. This is live. This is night court. And for those of you that don't know, if you ever get caught up in Arizona, they have court all year round, twice a day. Hey, what up, Pink Poodle? Welcome back. Hey, Rebecca, how's it going?
What is your full name, please?
Jasmine Ashley Lozano.
All right, looks like the jail found a warrant for your arrest at a Graham County Justice Court. It was for a misdemeanor theft. Excuse me. The alleged incident date was from December 18th of 2011. I'm going to quash the warrant, let you know you do have a right to remain silent. We'll release you on this Safford Justice Court case. Your next court date there is going to be January 21st, 2025 at 9 a.m. And I will let Graham County know that you're currently in custody on a case out of Pima County Justice Court, so they know where you're at. All right, thank you.
Okay, so if my probation officer picks me up tomorrow, I'll be able to go? Yeah. I just have to show up for court in January?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Take care.
Yeah. Teach me. You searching yet? Yeah. Brian Gomez. Okay. And then the first Spanish speaker is actually misdemeanor. Yeah, that's what I heard. You guys want to do something so that we can
next. All right, let's see who we got next.
Hello.
Hi.
What is your full name, please?
Raul Francisco Gomez.
All right, let me wait for the county attorney to log in. I don't see that he's in yet.
This county attorney's lagging.
Hold on a second.
What's up with the county attorney? Don't they know time is money? Money is time. Anyhow, hey, thank you. I want to go ahead and welcome the 29 people that are in here tonight. Welcome to at CollectCallFrom, or you have a Collect Call From. Hey, Crystal, appreciate the likes. Rebecca, appreciate the likes. Highly appreciate it. This is the first time that I'm going to be streaming Pima County Court. If you're from Arizona, you should be familiar with these streams they have out there. Hey, what kind of hair does he have? What do you call that? Does anybody know? I don't know.
All right, so you said your name is Raul Francisco Gomez. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a junior?
Yes.
I see that there was a felony complaint filed. Looks like for an offense date of July 11th for 1 count of theft of means of transportation, and 2 charges from July 17th, 2024 for unlawful possession of a dangerous drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia.
Damn.
I am going to enter pleas of not guilty. Let you know that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I will hear from your attorney. Mr. Goodman?
What do you guys think? Guilty or
Your
not
Honor,
guilty?
we're just asking for the grand jury warrant that was issued. He is on felony probation out of California. It is a known fugitive technically from justice.
Thank you. Defense counsel?
He's washed up.
Your Honor, he's already being held on a multitude of bonds, including a $1 million bond of a different case. So it looks like when this was originally He was arrested on it. It was dismissed and then refiled, but he was held on a $5,000 bond back then. He wasn't able to pay it. He remained in custody until it was ultimately dismissed. So we'd be asking for no more than the $5,000 given his financial status and the other bonds.
The court's going to set a $10,000 bond. Appoint Kelly Sanford as counsel. No contact with the victim. The arraignment date is set for July 13, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. and I quashed a warrant. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you.
If that was me, I'm not getting bailed
Thank you, Your Honor.
because I don't got $5,000, so I'm gonna be sitting in jail. So, gracias. Hey, Jessica, gracias. I appreciate the support right there, the hearts, the corazones, pink puro. Also, gracias. And remember, hey, it doesn't cost you anything. It's
You give him the
$3.99.
$10,000.
If you haven't done so, please do so. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's free $99, my favorite price. And also, if you know somebody that might like these streams, share it, because sharing is caring. You know what I'm saying? It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. I'm not asking you for any PayPals, any green dots, nothing. Just everything that I'm asking for. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. All right. So right now we're just waiting for the next one to start up, and this is live. This is not this is pre-recorded.
How's everybody doing?
Sir, what is your full name, please?
Gilbert Joseph Martinez.
You're charged with attempted escape in the second degree. I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty. I need to let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. You do have an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I'll hear from your attorney. Mr. Martinez looks like he's in custody on other matters. Prosecutor's office, your recommendation?
Your Honor, we're recommending a $1,000 bond. It is an attempt escape, but it looks like he does have violent priors, and he's currently in custody on a firearm-related offense.
Defense counsel?
Mr. Martinez.
Your Honor, I don't believe a $10,000 bond is necessary. Looks like back in July of last year, he was arrested on a prohibited possessor charge. A $5,000 bond was imposed, and he hasn't been able to pay that since July. So I don't believe a $10,000 is necessary, and we'd be asking for no more than a $5,000 bond.
Mr. Martinez, your bond is set at $10,000. Mark Evans is your appointed counsel. Your preliminary hearing is set to January 16, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you.
She ain't going nowhere. Next, let's get on with it. That's low, right? But hey, you know what? Even if it was me, it's low. $5,000. I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm gonna be sitting in county jail. I'm gonna be eating some of that mystery meat. Oh, that nasty ham sandwich meat. Oh, it's something ugly. Some peanut butter sandwiches. And if I'm lucky, I might be eating some ramen noodle soups with some Fritos and corn nuts. Laughing out loud. I would be out. King ese gato. That's right. Hey, that's why I stopped messing around, because anytime that I ended up busted, I couldn't afford the bail, so I was gonna be sitting in there for whatever time I was gonna be sitting in there for. So there it is. I see we got 7 people on YouTube. We got 81 people on TikTok on mute. Where is this at? Oh, you guys, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hit the thumbs up or thumbs
What is
down?
your full name, sir?
I plus
James Ray Sholo.
up in the
Looks like
savings.
looks like there was a felony warrant for your arrest for charges involving theft of means of transportation and a misdemeanor charge for knowingly displaying a false plate. The alleged offense date was July 14, 2024.
Gracias.
I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty, quash the warrant, let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I'll hear from your attorney. Mr. Goodman?
Your Honor, we're asking for the $25,000 grand jury warrant. We could technically be asking for no bond because the 2 cases he's on probation for, he was actually on release, felony release, during the incident date in this current matter. And it looks like he's got felony criminal history involving similar offenses. So we're asking for the grand jury warrant amount, Your Honor.
That's smart. That's
Defense
smart,
counsel?
man.
Your Honor, he's already being held no bond on 2 other cases. I don't believe a $25,000 bond is necessary. I don't have the facts of the case. But given his financial status, I know he's being held on a $20,000 bond already on a different case. We'd be asking for no more than $10,000.
Mr. Stroller, your bond set at $25,000. No contact with the victim. Shadman Hosseini is your appointed counsel. Your arraignment date is set for January 13th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. And I quashed the warrant. Thank you. Your excuse.
Thank you. You should.
Sure, one second.
1 second, sir. Hold up. Hold that thought right there. Anyhow, hey, they move pretty quick right here in these hearings right here in Pima County. They don't mess around. They're not wasting any time. What state? This is going to be Arizona, Pima County, if you will. This is going to be Department, I think 501, I want to say. And this is live. Breezy 444, welcome back to You Have a Collect Call From, where we deal with nothing but incarcerated issues, if you will. Phone calls, video calls, parole hearings, court hearings, and, you know, you guys get the idea. Fruit Loop, thank you for the follow. Highly appreciated. Dingbat, gracias for the like. Rebecca, gracias for the like. Is that Arizona complex?
Your Honor, at the jail we have 2 Spanish speakers.
Arizona.
Is it okay if we get them completed right now?
Is Spanish person interpreter present?
¿Qué dices? Yo le puedo
Yes,
ayudar.
Your Honor, I am.
Oh, yes, we can
I'm
do
right
the Spanish
here.
speaking.
I'm ready to interpret.
Okay, thank you. The first one's a mistake. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Luis.
SoCal 420, laughing out loud. Yeah, I'll be doing some ghetto ass translation.
She's not your
I'll be
attorney,
doing
okay?
that street
Spanish,
Spanish
so
translations. All right. Let's see what's up with the compa right here. What do you
is
do?
your
Domestic
full name,
violence?
please?
What do you guys think he did?
¿Cuál es su nombre completo?
Luis Miguel Quevedo Baez.
What do you guys think he
Luis
did?
Miguel Quevedo Baez.
Come on, before
All
they
right.
say.
Looks like you had a
DUI.
warrant for your arrest out of justice court for a charge of a DUI.
Ah, you got it, SoCal.
Usted tiene una orden de arresto del Tribunal de Justicia de La Paz por un caso por conducir bajo la influencia.
The DUI was from July 17th of 2021.
Y esa acusación fue del 17 de julio del 2021.
I'm going to quash the warrant in a plea of not guilty.
Voy a cancelar la orden de arresto y voy a someter una declaración de no culpable.
I'm going to release you on this misdemeanor case.
Y usted va a quedar en libertad en este caso del delito menor.
Your next court date in justice court's January 17th, 2025 at 10 a.m.
Y su siguiente audiencia para este caso va a ser el 17 de enero del 2025 a las 10 de la mañana en el Tribunal de Justicia de La Paz.
And I'll appoint John Granger as your attorney.
Y voy a nombrar al abogado John Grainer para que lo represente.
And he'll be in touch with you soon.
Y él se va a poner en contacto con usted pronto.
Thank you. Your excuse.
Next.
Gracias, eso es todo por hoy. Se puede retirar.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Compa, párale con
Your
él.
Honor, did you say John Robert Granger?
Yes.
Yes.
He currently works for the county attorney's office,
What?
so
Say
he'll
what?
need a different attorney.
Oh. Yeah,
Hey,
we'll have to give him a different.
What do you guys think
attorney.
this guy did? He looks suspect, super suspect.
The
I don't
county
know.
PD?
Those glasses,
County PD?
they're throwing me off.
Oh, okay.
What do you guys
I
think?
guess the county PD.
Cast your votes.
Okay, county PD. All right. Sir, what is your full name, please?
Dorothy said robbery.
Señor, diga su nombre completo.
Wow.
Santos Esteban López Turcios.
Santos Esteban Turcios López.
Sí.
Let's see what Turcios Lopez did.
All right. Looks like you have charges involving
What? Let's see.
aggravated assault involving temporary disfigurement,
What?
class 4 felony, a class 5 felony criminal damage, and an endangerment charge.
Dorothy got that partially right.
Entonces usted tiene varios cargos que son delitos mayores. El primero es por una agresión con agravantes, que es un delito mayor clase 4, daño a propiedad ajena y también por poner en peligro a terceras personas.
I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty.
Voy a someter una declaración de no culpable.
Let you know that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent and to be represented by an attorney.
Y usted tiene los derechos constitucionales de tener a un abogado presente en todas sus audiencias
These are
y de
live.
tener un juicio.
This is
You
live
have
right
an
now.
attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing.
La señorita que está sentada enseguida de usted, ella es una abogada y ella lo va a estar representando esta noche.
I'm going to hear first
You're
from the
welcome.
prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I'll hear from your attorney.
Entonces, primero va a hablar el fiscal y él me va a dar la recomendación que él tiene para fijarle una audiencia y después voy a escuchar al abogado defensor.
Mr. Goodman?
Your Honor, he has 2 prior extreme DUI convictions. The PBT reading in this case was very high and caused significant injury to the motorcycle rider in this matter.
Not this guy, but some other guy.
Su
Ranger.
señoría, esta persona ya ha tenido 2 casos de un DUI extremo y también el contenido de la denuncia habla sobre los detalles de cómo se le hizo un gran daño a la persona que iba en la motocicleta.
So we're requesting a $15,000 bond with pretrial services release.
He ain't
Es
going
por ello que
nowhere.
nosotros queremos recomendar una fianza de $15,000 y si es que él lo llega a pagar, va a salir bajo la supervisión de la Agencia de Servicios Previos al Juicio.
Defense counsel?
Your Honor, it looks like he has no felony priors in this case. He has a job as a landscaper and he's been in Tucson for 12 years. So I don't believe, given his financial status, a $15,000 bond is necessary. He also doesn't have an NBCA flag and is only a 2 on the FTA scale. So we'd be asking for no more than a $7,500 bond.
Su señoría, él no tiene antecedentes penales involucrando delitos mayores. Él ha trabajado como jardinero ya por 20 años y él tiene lazos aquí a la comunidad de Tucson. Es por eso que no creemos que exista la justificación de una fianza de $15,000 y también nosotros queremos recomendar la fianza de $7,500.
Because of the severe injury to the victim and the alleged prior DUI convictions, the court's setting a $15,000 bond.
Damn, they hit that fool over the head. 15,000.
Por las razones que se le causó una gran lesión a la supuesta víctima y también debido a estas otras 2 condenas de conducir bajo la influencia, eso en combinación van a ser los factores por los cuales yo voy a determinar que se fije una fianza de $15,000.
If you're able to post that bond, you will also be released to the supervision of pretrial services.
Si usted llega a pagar esa fianza, usted va a quedar en libertad y va a ser supervisado por la Agencia de Servicios Previos al Juicio.
If you're able to post that bond, you cannot drive without a valid license and you cannot drink any alcohol or take any illegal drugs.
Y usted, estando en libertad, no puede conducir sin una licencia válida y tampoco debe de consumir alcohol ni drogas ilícitas.
Do not have any contact with the victim involved in this case.
No debe tener ningún tipo de contacto con la víctima involucrada en este caso.
The public defender's office is appointed to represent you.
Le voy a nombrar a un abogado defensor para que lo represente.
The preliminary hearing is set January 16, 2025 at 1:30 p.m.
Su siguiente audiencia va a ser el 16 de enero del 2025 a la 1:30 de la tarde.
Thank you. You're excused.
Be there or be square.
Gracias. Eso es todo por hoy. Se puede retirar.
All right, next. So in Tucson they have hearings twice a day. They have them in the
May the
morning.
Spanish interpreter be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, thank you.
They have hearings in the
Thank you.
morning at 7 a.m. and then they have it again at 6 p.m. And I believe I saw them even doing them on Christmas
What is
Day
your
and
full
on New
name,
Year.
sir?
So I don't even think they stopped.
Chacapon Chanta.
Looks like there was a warrant for your arrest at a justice court for a charge of DUI from January 17th of 2022. I am going to quash the warrant. I'm going to release you. Your next court date in Justice Court is going to be January 17th, 2025 at 10 a.m. And your appointed counsel is Christopher Jeffrey. Make sure you contact your attorney when you
It
get
looks
out of
like that.
custody and make your court hearing dates. If you do not, warrants could issue for your arrest and new charges of DUI could be, failing to appear could be added to your file. While you're on release status, do not drive without a valid license and do not drink any alcohol or take any illegal drugs. Thank you. You're excused.
Thank you.
Question.
All right, so we're just waiting for the next contestant to come up, and there he is. What do you guys think this guy's here for?
What is your name, sir?
Justin Clark.
All right, Mr. Black, it looks like you have 4 cases in warrant status. 1 case is from August 11th of 2022 for criminal damage, disorderly conduct, refusing to provide your true name. The second case is a criminal trespass in 3rd degree from September 7th of 2022, a criminal trespass in a 3rd degree from October 22nd of 2022, criminal trespass in a 2nd degree from July 13th of 2023. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. For each of your cases, your bond is set at $200. I'll appoint
Hey,
Jill
200?
Kukin as your appointed counsel. You
I'll
will
bail
see a judge
myself out for
tomorrow
200.
at 1:00 p.m. in Justice Court. Thank you. You are excused.
Next. Hey, Sabby, thank you for the follow.
All right, Clint, you could go back. Just wait by the door. I'm doing supervision.
200. I'll
Okay.
go look at my couch right now. I could probably find
First.
200. King ese gato. What WT always getting off easy. What do you guys think? This guy looks like he's kind of like he's coming down off of something. What do you guys think? They keep letting
What is your
modern
full
day
name, sir?
cowboy.
Howard Edward Birch Jr.
All right. Looks like you had a case in warrant status. 1 case involving shoplifting, criminal trespass from May 1st of 2022, and another case for shoplifting, assault, and disorderly conduct from January 27th of 2022. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty. Mr. Burks, are you like living in a residence or on the streets, or what's your housing situation?
No, I'm living on the streets, technically,
All right.
currently.
So these cases go back to 2022. I'm going to give you a chance to be released, but you have got to show up for court. Oh, it looks like you're wanted in Department of Corrections.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So
I was about to say.
I'm going to release you, but you're going to see a judge in city court January 14th at 1:45 p.m. But now we know that you're in custody. All right. Thanks. You're excused.
Thank you.
Somebody make sense to me. I don't understand. I mean, I don't understand the court system, but let alone what's happening here. How dare she let that fool go?
What is your name, please? Your full name?
Courtney Love.
All right. Looks like you had 2 separate cases. 1 case. Well, actually, no, it's 1 case involving 6 counts of disorderly conduct, 2 counts of assault. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. I see you're in custody on a felony matter. I'm going to release you on this misdemeanor case. You'll see a judge in city court February 28th at 9 a.m. And we know that you're now in custody. All right. You're excused. Thank you.
Man, I'm going to just change my skin tone. Obviously, if I was there, they'll probably hit me with like 15,000 or 20,000 for jaywalking. King Ese Gato said, "I told you." Yeah, you ain't playing. All right, let's see who's up next. Anybody? Right, me too. Olivia, that's right.
Yes.
Let's see who's coming up today to The Price is Right.
Your
What do you
full
guys
name,
think
sir?
this guy did?
What is your middle name, please?
Jerome.
Looks like you had a new charge of criminal trespass from today's date, and then you had a warrant for your arrest for criminal trespass from November 20th of 2024. Sir, I'm going to give you a chance to be released. I'm going to quash that warrant, release you on both cases. Don't go back to any of the incident locations. You must appear in city court February 28th at 9 a.m. if you're out of custody. If you're in custody, we'll know that. It looks like you're being held on a felony matter, so I've put on your minute entry that you're being held on another matter, but I'll release you on these misdemeanor matters. You're excused. Thank you.
We got a habitual trespasser here. I'm guessing if he's catching somebody trespassing, he might be unhoused, or how we used to call them back in the days, homeless. Dorothy, you know what? No, it just seems like it's been the last three people. Everybody else they're
what
staying
is your
there.
full name, sir?
Garcia, Yayo.
Come again?
Mr. Hidalgo. Looks like you had 6 cases in warrant status for charges involving criminal trespass in a third degree, drug paraphernalia possession, disorderly conduct, criminal trespass, possession of prescription drugs, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty, quash the warrants. You set your bond at $1,000. Appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. January 14, 2025 at 1:45 p.m. is your next court date in city court. Your attorney will be in touch with you. You are excused. Thank you.
Hey,
This way. This way. Yeah, this way.
He'll be out. Looks like he's detoxing. It looks like he's been having a rough time lately.
Good evening, Your Honor.
Hi, good evening.
My full name is Alexis Daniela Moreno.
What's she do? Anybody want to guess? Theft.
You are charged with 1 count of domestic violence, criminal damage. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty.
DUI.
Looks like you're currently on probation out of Superior Court involving a domestic violence case. Let's see. I am going to enter plea of not guilty to the charge.
Tóxica.
I need to let you know for this charge
She's a violent one.
You do have a right to remain silent.
Yep, your word, Dex.
You may appear for all your hearing dates. If you don't appear for any future hearing dates, warrants could issue for your arrest, and new charge of failing to appear could be added to your case. Let's say you had a trial in this case and you were found guilty of this charge, and a sentencing date was set out in a future date. If you don't appear for your sentencing within 90 days of your conviction, then you could forever waive your right to appeal this case to a higher court. I am going to release you on this new charge. Set your next court date in City Court, February 10th, 2025 at 10 a.m. And I am going to order that you commit no further acts of domestic violence and make sure you make your next court date. You understand?
Understand, Your Honor. Thank you.
Hey, I don't know.
You know what? You have that. Okay, so Zarella's already representing you, so I'm just going to appoint him again.
Hey, I don't know, but
for my
on both city court cases. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
I don't know. She has court on February 10th. The dude she beat, that fool better get her something nice for the 14th for Valentine's Day, because he might be having another calentada coming his way if he knows what's best for him. Next, what do you guys think this guy's here for?
What is your full name, sir?
It's Nathan Antonio Ayon.
All right, so it looks like you're charged with burglary third degree and a class 4 shoplifting charge. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. I need to let you know that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearings. Looks like the prosecutor is okay with your release to the supervision of pretrial services. I will release you to their supervision. You must comply with any monitored treatment as directed by pretrial services. While you're on release status, you are not allowed to go back to the store location, the Q-tip. Don't drink any alcohol or take any illegal drugs. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set January 27th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. Make sure you stay in touch with your attorney. You also had some city court cases, new charges of failing to comply or contempt of court and drug paraphernalia possession from today's date. And then you already had 3 other cases in Judge Blue's courtroom.
Yeah.
In the public defender's office is already representing you
It's Blue
on
them
those
all.
cases. I'll appoint the city public defender's office to represent you, and I'm gonna keep your next court date for January 21st, 2025 at 9:30 a.m. in city court. You must appear. If you don't appear, more warrants will issue for your arrest, and do not pick up any new charges, sir. You've already got
Yes, ma'am.
all the cases. You're
Yes,
excused.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Your Honor, Your Honor. Hello?
Yes. Yes, go ahead, sir.
Your Honor, I was trying to ask you personally, on my release.
Thank you for the
Yes,
mustache.
sir.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted you to repeat it so I can make sure I got it right because I wanted to hear from you personally.
Thank you, sir. You're excused.
Thank you.
Yeah, she said, "Oh, she's look at." All right, I gotta clean up the language. All right, what do you guys think this winner is going to court for today?
What is your full name, please?
Christopher Allen Fritz.
Thank you,
Mr. Fritz, you
Christina.
are charged with unlawful possession of narcotic drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. You
Saca
do
la
have a constitutional
bolsita.
right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearings. The prosecutor's office is okay with your release to the supervision of pretrial services. I'm barely going to release you to their supervision. You have your felony prior convictions, 3 of them. So that's concerning to the court. You cannot pick up any new charges. You must comply with any monitored treatment as directed by pretrial services. While you're on release status, sir, are you paying attention?
Arizona.
Yes.
You cannot drink any alcohol or take any illegal drugs, possess no firearms. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your first hearing is called a SMART hearing. It's set for next week, January 13th, 2025 at 9 a.m. You must be present. If you're not, a warrant will issue for your arrest.
Tucson.
And your preliminary hearing is set for January 27th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. You also had misdemeanor charges, new charges of domestic violence assault, domestic violence disorderly conduct. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. I'm barely going to release you on this case. You're not allowed to have any contact with Nina. Do you understand, sir? Do not call her. Do not write to her. Do not text her. Do not social media her. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do not go to where she lives. Commit no further acts of domestic violence. Possess no firearms or weapons. Your next court date is going to be in city court, February 4th at 1:30 p.m. I'm going to appoint
Where's that?
the city public defender's office to represent you. There's a phone number that you can call on tomorrow's date regarding that misdemeanor case. You are excused.
How many of you guys think that he's gonna violate the protective order? There's no way he's gonna be able to, not pick up another case. I'll give him a week, tops. I wouldn't be surprised if I stream, sometime this week coming up and he pops up. No doubt, modern day cowboy. He's going straight over there. Dorothy wrote out he might. I gave him 2 weeks. Chingona lady.
I'm sorry, what?
MSK, thank you for the follow. Stat, he will. Dax, thank you for the follow. Highly appreciate it. And remember, following is free 99, my favorite price.
That were misdemeanors too that we appointed counsel, but they were DUI cases. So
DUI.
I don't know. We appoint counsel, so I thought maybe Justice Court was now doing that.
Oh.
What is your full name, sir?
What this guy do?
Henry Gallego Jr.
Is your middle name Garza?
Oh yeah, in regards to guy Junior. Very, yes sir.
Is it Junior like JR?
Well,
All right, you are charged with 1 count of unlawful use of means of transportation and unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. I need to let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I want to let you know the prosecutor's office is okay with your release to the supervision of pretrial services. I will release you to their supervision. You must comply with any monitoring treatment they recommend. You are not allowed to drink any alcohol or take any illegal drugs while on release status. Make sure you comply with any monitoring treatment as directed by pretrial services. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set January 27th at 1:30 p.m. Stay in touch with your attorney. You also had a misdemeanor warrant for your arrest at a city court for drug paraphernalia possession. I am going to enter plea of not guilty, quash the warrant, release you. Your next court date in city court is going to be on February 12th at 9 a.m. Make sure you appear in court in city court. If you do not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You are excused. Thank you.
Maybe it looks like that. Yes, the last few people she's done, that she's let them go. Man, I remember back in LA County, back in the early 2000s, they were holding everybody. They wouldn't let you go, no matter what you did. They had space for everybody. They were triple bunking everybody. You end up in Wayside, man. You end up in one of those damn triple bunks, man. I was never claustrophobic, but when you end up in the middle one or the bottom one, is the worst. All right, so we're waiting for the next individual to come up.
Hi, Joe. I'm pretty safe.
Hey, Anna. Hey.
Hello, see you. Hello.
Hello.
What is your full name, sir?
Argentina Rihanna Jones Jr.
You are charged with organized retail theft and unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia.
Hey, what's up, Rosie?
I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. I need to let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I will hear from your attorney. Mr. Goodman.
Your Honor, we're recommending $7,500 with pretrial services. He's maxed out on both scales. He's got 2 violent priors. He's got numerous pending thefts that are misdemeanor related. And as the interim complaint notes, he's essentially hit this same Target store more than 20 times.
Damn. That's
Counsel?
dedication right there.
Your Honor, I don't have any information about his employment or housing status, but my guess would maybe be homeless or unemployed. You just confirmed that. So I don't believe a $7,500 bond is necessary. This is still considered a nonviolent offense, and we'd be asking for no more than $5,000.
Mr. Jones, your bond is set at $7,500. You are not allowed to go to any Target stores in Tucson. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set January 16, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. You also have some misdemeanor cases that we're going to discuss. 2 cases in warrant status out of Justice Court. 1 case is a criminal trespass from September 10th of 2024, and then a shoplifting and criminal trespass from January 10th of 2024. For both cases, I'll quash the warrant, release you on both cases February 18th, 2025 at 10 a.m. is your next court date in Justice Court, and I will let Justice Court know that you're currently in custody on a felony matter. You also had numerous cases in warrant status out of City Court on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cases in warrant status for charges involving drug paraphernalia, criminal trespass, shoplifting.
He'll start picking his nose next.
Interfering with judicial proceeding charges. I'm going to set your bond at $1,000. Appoint the city public defender's office to represent you on these cases. And your next court date's going to be in city court on video, January 14th at 1:45 p.m. And your attorney will be in touch with you soon, your city public defender, regarding those charges.
He's going to go to Target.
You are excused. Thank you.
So you're gonna.
Hey, he's going to go to Target. They let him out right now. That's the first place he's going to go before he goes anywhere. Before he goes visit the dope man, before he goes to get his carga, he's going to go to Target. Because that's where he's going to make his money at. Dex. Hey, that fool was on a good one. That fool was stretchy and yawning. Oh,
what is your full name?
Damn.
Carlos Antonio Matos.
Yeah, fool looks like Beetlejuice.
Warrant for your arrest for charge involving burglary 3rd degree and theft of means of transportation. The alleged incident date was September 7th of 2024. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty, quash the warrant, let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent and to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. Is it cold in
here or is it just me?
Prosecutor's office, what is your recommendation?
It's cold. I'm cold. That guy's making me cold just looking at him.
Mr. Goodman, I don't know if you're muted or not.
He doesn't. Maybe he can't talk. Maybe he's deaf or.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Okay. We're asking for the $5,000 bond in the warrant. I understand it's a dismissed and refiled matter, but when looking at the dates of offenses in one of the Pima County Justice Court matters, it's the same exact date of offense. He failed to appear for that one. He incurred another misdemeanor matter, I believe, in October of 24, where he failed to appear for that one again. He's got an NVCA flag. He's maxed out on both scales and doesn't appear to have a known residence.
Defense counsel?
Your Honor, given the fact that he doesn't have a known residence and he is unemployed, we'd be asking for no more than $3,500 given the nonviolent nature of this offense as outlined by pretrial services.
$3,500.
Mr. Matos, your bond is set at $5,000. No contact with the victim involved in this case. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you.
Amanda, thank you for
your
the follow.
arraignment date is set for January 13th at
thank you for sharing.
At 1:30 p.m. You also had a misdemeanor warrant for your arrest out of Justice Court for a drug paraphernalia charge. I'm going to quash the warrant, release you on this misdemeanor case. February 5th, 2025 at 9:30 a.m. is your next court date in Justice Court. And I'll let Justice Court know that you're currently in custody on the felony matter. And then you also had warrants for your arrest out of city court on 2 separate cases. One case is a criminal trespass from October 24th of 2024. And the other one was a criminal trespass drug paraphernalia from October the date was from
he's a serial trespasser.
August 22nd of 2024. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. I'm going to release you on these cases. Your next court date's February 28th, 2025 at 9 a.m. in city court. And you'll see a judge in city court on these matters, and I'll let him know that you're in custody on a felony matter. You are excused. Thank you.
You know what? I want to touch on a topic really quick. Hopefully I could talk about it before we get interrupted. But, a lot of times, homeless individuals or unhoused people, that's how they normally get them in custody or to catch charges by trespassing them everywhere they go. And the next thing that, they owe the court some fines they can't afford to pay them. And next thing they're in county jail or prison doing some time, which is, if you really think about it, it's really messed up. I know I'm joking about this, that, and the other, but that's scandalous. If you're down on your luck, you have nowhere to live, and then you everywhere you go, everybody's trying to calling the cops on you, and then you're in a place like this.
Well,
yeah, catch and release.
What is
and
your
repeat.
full name, please?
Hila Ferris.
Easy
I'm
there.
sorry, what is your middle name?
Hila Rose Ferris.
All right, looks like you have been arrested and accused of the crime of unlawful possession of a dangerous drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You may be eligible to participate in a diversion program called STEPS that only requires you to participate in a plan specific to your needs for a short time. If you choose to participate and complete the program, these felony drug accusations in your arrest report will be permanently dismissed without you ever being formally charged. Are you interested in getting released from custody now and learning more about the STEPS program at your next hearing date?
Hell yeah. Let me out.
Sorry?
Yes.
Okay. I will release you to the supervision of pretrial services. You must comply with any monitor treatment they recommend. While you're on release status, do not drink any alcohol, do not take any illegal drugs, do not be in possession of any illegal drugs. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your first hearing is called a SMART hearing. It is set on January 13th, 2025 at
She's
9
a sleepy
a.m.
one too.
That is set for next week. You must be in court on that date. If you do not appear, a warrant will issue for your arrest, and you may no longer be eligible for the special diversion program. Defense counsel, you waive time limits for the preliminary hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, preliminary hearing is set February 20th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. Stay in touch with your attorney, your felony attorney, Ms.
You
Ferris.
make us laugh.
Ms. Ferris, you also had a
Maybe
misdemeanor
some-
warrant for your arrest
maybe
at the
some of
jail
you.
found. It was for endangering the life or health of a minor. The alleged incident date was from November 27th of
We laugh at you.
2024. I'm going to quash the warrant, give you a chance to appear in court. You will
Next.
must appear in city court.
What the hell is city court?
Hold on.
Because if anybody's from Arizona,
February
Dax.
5th, 2025 at 2:00 p.m. And
can you fill us in
on
right
that endangering the health and welfare of a minor, I need to let you know that I've entered a plea of not guilty. You must appear for all court dates. If you don't appear, a warrant could issue for your arrest. A new charge of failing to appear can be added to your case. You do have a right to hire counsel or to represent yourself. Let's say you had a trial in your case and you were found guilty of the charge and a sentencing was set out. If you don't appear for sentencing within 90 days, you forever waive your right to appeal your case to a higher court. And also, as a result of this case, if
Wasn't
at some
real
point you pled
convincing.
guilty or you were found guilty of the charge, you could have some immigration consequences or other consequences as a result of this conviction, including fingerprint clearance cards, not being able to clear a fingerprint clearance
Thank you
card,
for
or
that,
you
David.
could have housing issues as a result of this conviction. So there are some consequences as a result of a criminal conviction in your case. February 5th at 2:00 p.m. is your next court date in city court. You're excused. Thank you.
Your excuse. Get out of my face. Anyhow, all right, let's see what's next. Hey, we're at 16,000 hearts. If you guys could help us, get to that 20,000 and hopefully get us into the front page, FYP. That's what we're all here. Barrios. Hopefully she don't drop the soul right. Get out his face. Let me see. All right, so it looks like she's probably reading her some papers, some documents or whatever. And then when she's good to go, she'll go ahead and vamoose, and it looks like she's done. Next in line. All right, next. Chingola Lady, gracias for the likes. Highly appreciate it. Amanda Glenn, gracias for the, appreciate the likes.
What is your full name, sir?
What this guy do?
Anthony James Plus.
You had a felony warrant for your arrest for a charge involving aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument and unlawful possession of a deadly weapon by a prohibited possessor. The alleged incident date was from October 22nd of 2024. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty, quash the warrant, let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is representing you sitting next to you. I'm going to hear first in the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I'll hear from your attorney. Mr. Goodman.
Can you hear me okay, Judge?
Yes.
Okay. We're asking for the $75,000 justice court warrant. He's got 2 violent prior felony convictions. He's currently on parole for an armed robbery. Damn. And I know the court only has the warrant before it, but essentially the victim in this matter incurred a gunshot wound, and as alleged, the court I would imagine that he's a prohibited possessor as well, but it's very concerning that he's on parole for an armed robbery given the charges in this JP court warrant.
Damn, Opie's with the business.
Corrections hold. Defense counsel?
Your Honor, I don't believe a $75,000 bond is necessary. I understand the state's concerns. However, he has that hold. He's only 24 years old, and it sounds like he has priors, so he's been in and out of prison, so doesn't have a significant financial history. So given his ability to pay, we'd be asking for no more than $50,000.
Mr. Potts, your bond is set at $75,000. No contact with the victims, possess no firearm. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set January 16th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you. You are excused.
Get out of my face. Good, keep him. Yeah, he ain't going nowhere. Opie ain't going nowhere.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, down the steps, go to see.
All right, let's
Not
see.
down the steps. Hello.
What did this guy do
What
here?
is your full name, please?
Kevin Anthony Perdon.
You are charged with burglary 3rd degree and unlawful possession of narcotic
We got a burglar.
paraphernalia, but I did dismiss the drug paraphernalia charge. I didn't see any factual basis. Any objection by the state?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so it's just the one charge of burglary 3rd degree, Mr. Perdon. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty, let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. You do have an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding his bond recommendation, and then I will hear from your attorney. Mr. Goodman.
Your Honor, I would note the misdemeanor warrant for a similar offense. He's got felony criminal history involving similar conduct. He doesn't have a known residence. It's my understanding per the report, he wasn't cooperative, so he couldn't even be produced for an interview. But given the history and more of the brazen act, it goes beyond a shoplift of intruding the employee-only area to commit thefts. The state's asking for a $5,000 bond with pretrial services.
Defense counsel?
Just a moment, Your Honor.
Hey, he was persistent. Hey, going to the employee area. Hey, that's where they got the best stuff at. You know, that's where it's not locked up. He's pretty smart if you think about it. I mean, he got caught, but you know, other than that, you know, he was going above and beyond, you know, those qualifications, if you will, you know, of being a
Your
shoplifter.
Honor, it looks like he
Maybe.
does not, after speaking with him, he does not have a job right now. He does have a residence he could stay at, but he doesn't have one of his own. I would like to point out that his priors are not violent. This is considered a not violent offense. So given his financial situation, we'd be asking for no more than a $3,500 bond.
Mr. Perdon, it looks like you may have an alleged 6 prior felony convictions. Your bond is set at $5,000. You're not allowed to go back to that store location, have any contact with the victims at that store. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is January 16th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. You also had a misdemeanor case out of city court for charge of
That is their
warrant
job.
for assault, criminal damage, and shoplifting. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty, quash the warrants, release you on the misdemeanor case only. Your next court date in city court is February 28th at 9 a.m.
28th.
You are excused. Thank you.
All right. So for anybody that's wondering what city court is, David on YouTube actually informed me that it's for like lower crimes, I guess, like misdemeanors, if one could say. I mean, I'm not familiar, you know, as far as you know what the term city court was. So
Richmond, John.
he clarified on that for me. So shout out to David
Oh,
for
yeah.
doing that.
Hello.
Hello,
What is your full name, sir?
John Lewis Richmond Jr.
You are charged with 1 count of disorderly conduct. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Let you know that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I am going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I'll hear from your attorney.
I think he had one
Mr.
too many
Goodman.
tecates.
Your Honor, recommending a $10,000 bond with pretrial. It looks like there's a notation of a assaultive or violent history. I would imagine that's in his misdemeanor history. And what's of concern is the use of the bat in threatening a victim per the interim complaint, was just checking to see what some noise was about going on. And if you read the very last part of the interim complaint, it's also very concerning when interviewed by law enforcement officers about what the charges were. He said, "Wait until I get out. I'll show you an effing weapon." So I believe he's a very, the state's very concerned about those statements and the noted violent history that's in the pretrial report. That, again, I would assume is in his misdemeanor history.
Defense counsel?
Your Honor, I don't believe a $10,000 bond is necessary in this case. I understand what the state pointed out. However, he's only being charged with a disorderly conduct with a weapon. He's not being charged with an aggravated assault. It seems like that would warrant an aggravated assault charge if it was really that concerning to the officers involved. He doesn't have any felony priors. He doesn't have an active NVCA flag. He's only a 3 on both scales. And no felony priors at 43 years old. So he's also unemployed at this point. So given the facts, we'd be asking for no more than a $5,000 bond.
Mr. Richmond, your bond is set at $5,000. No contact with the victim. Don't go to where that person lives. If you're able to post that bond, you will be released to the supervision of pretrial services. You must comply with any monitor treatment they recommend. You're not allowed to possess any firearms or weapons. Public Defender's Office is appointed.
I'm not going to get released. Hold on.
Thank you.
Next, Your Honor, I got a headache this big.
What was that preliminary hearing date, Judge?
Big ass headache.
At 1:30.
His head is really going through some stuff right now. Look at that. He's deep in thought. He might need an Advil or two. Of course, no job. I don't think anybody that's been on here tonight in the last hour has. They're all jobless. All right, let's see who's coming up next.
What is your full name, please?
It's Bufferine. That's no.
Denise Rihanna Audrey Cole. Robinson, I'm sorry.
You are charged with 1 count of unlawful possession of a narcotic drug. I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty. Let you know you do have a Mr. Goodman, is she eligible for STEPS pretrial services? She is.
Well, I looked into the criminal history a bit. The issue is she has a probation violation at a Tucson City Court. So I wasn't sure if you were planning on releasing her on that, Judge. So whether it's steps or just SMART, if you're going to hold her, we were just asking, if you were going to hold her, we were asking for a SMART hearing with a 10-day PH and a nominal bond. I'm the one who screens every single individual. So even if they're marked for just SMART, I still rescreen everybody from steps just in case there's something missed. It's just I looked into her history a little more, but I'd be happy to recheck that down the road. So again, I don't know if the court plans on releasing her on the probate. Yeah, so we're just asking for a nominal bond with a SMART hearing and a 10-day PH date.
I plan not to hold her on the misdemeanor matter. I'm going to release her.
Oh, okay. Then the state would be fine with pretrial services, a SMART hearing, and we could push the PH date, and I can reevaluate her for the STEPS program.
So she's not eligible for STEPS at this point, you're saying?
From what I've gathered, Judge, so if you want to release her and just set a standard 20-day PH with a SMART date.
Yeah. I don't know if I read the thing with STEPS or I don't, so that's all I need to know. All right.
It's not necessary.
All right, so Ms. Robinson, you're charged with 1 count of unlawful possession of narcotic drug. I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty. You do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. State's okay with your release to the supervision of pretrial services. I am going to follow that recommendation, release you to their supervision. You must comply with any monitor treatment as directed by pretrial services. You are not allowed to drink any alcohol or take any illegal drugs while in release status. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your first hearing is called a SMART hearing. It's set for next week, January 13th, 2025 at 9 a.m.
Thank you for that,
You
Stax.
must be present for this hearing date. If you're not present, a warrant will issue for your arrest. And defense counsel, are you willing to waive time limits for the preliminary hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, preliminary hearing is set February 20th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. And Ms. Robinson, you had a petition to revoke your probation was filed in city court. It looks like a petition to revoke your probation was filed August 6th of 2024.
Damn it, she's on
You were
probation.
placed on unsupervised probation for 12 months beginning August
single?
29th, 2023. And it was for that contributing to delinquency, a minor charge. One of your conditions of probation was to complete the parenting classes, and you apparently did not complete your parenting classes. So that is why the petition to revoke your probation was filed. I enter a denial of the allegations on the petition. I will release you on the misdemeanor case. Set your next court date in city court, January 30th, 2025 at 9 a.m. You must be present. If not, another warrant will issue for your arrest. You are excused. Thank you.
Well, no warrant scare her. She's an outlaw. Hey, let me ask you guys, there's 58 people in here. Are you guys all subscribed to the channel? And how did you guys find out about the channel? And how did you, if you're new here, how did you come across this feed? If you guys don't mind answering. Just curious. Anyhow, so this is for those of you that are just stepping in right now and wondering, where the hell am I? What am I watching? So we're watching some live court hearings from Pima County. I'm guessing this is is it the preliminary hearing, the first one, the arraignment? I don't know. It's one of the others. Let me see. I'm following. Hey, thank you, Martin. I remember you started following today, right? You were on my FYP, Allison. Gracias.
Robin, go sit in the female corner thing. Hello.
FYP. Oh.
What is your full name, sir?
Michael.
You're charged with unlawful possession of a narcotic drug. I'm an inner plea of not guilty. Let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. You do have a probation hold on you. Mr. Goodman, what is your bond recommendation?
A $1,000 bond with pretrial services, a SMART hearing, and a 10-day PH date in light of the probation hold.
Defense counsel?
Your Honor, we'd be asking for $500 just given his homelessness and lack of employment status.
Mr. Tebow, your bond set at $1,000 plus release of pretrial services. If you're able to post that bond, you must comply with any monitoring treatment as directed by pretrial services. If you're able to get out of custody, you cannot drink any alcohol or take any illegal drugs. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your first hearing is called a SMART hearing. It is set for next week, January 13th, 2025 at 9 a.m. Your preliminary hearing is set January 27th at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. You also had misdemeanor cases out of city court. And it was for, let's see, a drug paraphernalia charge from January 22nd of 2021. Pretty old case. A shoplifting case from January 22nd of 2021. A shoplifting and assault case from October 15th of 2020.
Shoplifter.
I am going to enter pleas of not guilty, release you on those charges, set your next court date for February 28th, 2025 at 9 a.m. in City Court. And I'll let City Court know that you're currently being held on the felony case and probation case. You are excused. Thank you.
Do you see a pattern?
Arrest,
fail to appear, arrest, repeat. Yup. And no job. And sleepy as hell when they go to court. I wonder if for anybody that's in Arizona, when they arrest you, how long does it take for them to take you in front of? How long does it take you to put you in front of a judge? Since court is running like 24/7 all day, every day. Inquiring minds want to know. Maybe David could answer that one. Usually 24 hours. Damn, that's pretty quick. In LA County, I think it was 72 hours they had to get you in front of the judge. and then weekends and holidays didn't count. So if you got arrested on a Friday and there was a holiday on Monday, you weren't gonna go to court until Tuesday. So you're gonna be sitting there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Then you were gonna go to court if you got lucky. LA County 72 hours. Yup, well, that's what I'm used to right there. I used to hate catching cases on holidays. Those were the worst. And then DHS was come after you if needed. Okay. And DHS, that would be the Department of Homeland Services, right? Or better known as ICE. ICE, baby. All right. Let me get right now, since we're waiting right now. What kind of content or what kind of videos do you guys like watching?
So I just like
Do you guys like the video visits from the inmates? Do you guys like the interviews on the phone? Do you guys like the parole board hearings? What do you prefer?
That's right.
What tickles your fanny, if you will?
What is your full name, sir?
William Tebow.
Is it Russell's your middle name?
Yes.
All right. You are charged with unlawful possession of narcotic drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. Mr. Goodman, I didn't see any factual basis for the aggravated DUI charge. I don't know if you have any objection. I dismissed it.
I like Louisiana parole.
Just trying to take a look at it, Judge.
Okay. It says he was slumped over and he admitted to being a daily user, but I didn't see anything regarding ag DUI.
I like it all. That's right, Teresa.
He was in the driver's seat, slumped over. So it looks like it's an APC case, and it did say that his license was suspended, Judge.
But where's the impairment charge? Where are those factual bases?
The fact that he slumped in a car, Judge, and in plain view, he also had drug paraphernalia. So it's indicative of someone being on the nod.
He could have been just asleep.
He was ready for partying.
I don't know. I'm not seeing where they said he had signs and symptoms of drug usage or signs and symptoms of being under the influence.
Judge, he was slumped in a car, and there's a pipe in the center console cup holder area, and he had drugs on him. So it's just an APC case based on the totality of the circumstances. Now, that would be an argument for beyond a reasonable doubt, but when someone's slumped in a car and they've got paraphernalia with them in the center console, again, it's not a driving case.
With your APC, you have to have your signs and symptoms of impairment. The officers are not saying that they saw any signs and symptoms of impairment. I get that he slumped. He could have been just asleep.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like this judge.
Defense counsel, any argument on this charge?
Not guilty.
I'm going to agree with you, Judge. Normally, too, there's always an added fact of the keys were in the ignition, or his foot was on the pedal, the car was still in drive, the car was on and in park, and that's that indication of in control. And I think we're also lacking that element, like you noted, paired with no indication that he is actually impaired by anything.
It does say it was running.
Sorry, Mr. Goodman, say that again.
It does say it was running in the interim complaint.
That's not my issue. I get that he's in the driver's seat and a slump, but there's no officer indicating that they saw signs and symptoms of impairment by him or under the influence, except to say that he slumped and he admits to being a daily user, but that doesn't tell me that on that moment he was under the influence or impaired to the slightest degree.
Yup. Tell him, Judge. Tell him.
I think being slumped in the car, Judge, is fairly straightforward. You can do what you want, with that charge, but the state would not want a smart hearing set because we would still proceed to indictment with the ag DUI charge at the time we present to a grand jury.
Let's see what she's going to decide to do. But she's right. Only because he was slumped doesn't mean that he was under the influence. even though he had a crack pipe right next to him with a bag of Krizak. That don't mean nothing. It was just there. Wow, that's crazy. Ain't gonna lie, right? Like David Chappelle says, sprinkle a little Krizak on top and call it a day.
All
DA must
right,
be hater,
I'm
probably.
gonna overrule what I did. I'm gonna go ahead and keep the charge.
What? Ah, come on, Judge. You did all that for that? Come on
Keep
now.
the charge of aggravated DUI. All right, Mr. Tebow.
Chona
Looks like you're charged
gracias.
with
Or chingona,
charged
I
with
mean.
aggravated DUI while under the influence, unlawful possession of narcotic drug, unlawful possession of drug
Yeah, could have
paraphernalia.
been medical.
I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. Let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first in the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I will hear from your attorney. Mr. Goodman.
I'm going to call this judge the flip-flopper because she flip-flops around. First, I thought she was trying to help him. Yeah, she
Mr.
played
Goodman,
us.
if you're speaking, I cannot hear you.
She got us with the old Folsom setup. With the old okey doke.
Judge, can you hear me now? Yeah, these new computers they gave us don't really work well with the mic, but we're recommending a $5,000 bond with pretrial. He doesn't have a noted felony or DUI history, but if you type his name into public access, and he just has a slew of traffic violations, one of which at least I've noticed were driving suspended. He's not even supposed to be driving a vehicle. He's got a flag and he's almost maxed out on both scales.
Defense counsel.
Your Honor, I would like to also point out, I think the no felony priors is significant. The fact that he also has no misdemeanor DUI priors, and the fact that Your Honor had concerns about the interim complaint initially and his actual involvement in being under the influence at that point. This is considered a nonviolent offense. He claims to have housing and employment. There's no, he's only a 5 on both of the scales, not completely maxed out. So given that, we'd be asking you give him a chance on pretrial services to show he can come to court and hasn't had that opportunity before with the lack of felony priors.
All right, I'm going to set the bond at $2,000 plus
Damn,
release of
that's
pretrial
some love.
services due to the fact that apparently there's some
Sign me up for the $2,000 bond.
traffic offenses
Bueno.
to the court, and also
What up,
misdemeanor
my
warrants. I'll be
boy?
speaking to him in a moment regarding city court cases. If he's able to post that $2,000 bond, release to pretrial services. Mr. Tebow, you're not allowed to drink any alcohol, take any illegal drugs. Your admission that you smoke daily is a concern to the court. You're not allowed to be in possession of any illegal drugs. Do not drive without a license. The legal defender's office is appointed as counsel. January 16th at 1:30 is the preliminary hearing. You also had the misdemeanor
Is he
warrants
doing
for your
yoga in
arrest
that
on
chair?
3 separate cases. One case is a criminal trespass in the 3rd degree, and then 2 drug paraphernalia cases. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty, quash the warrants. February 28th at 9 a.m. is the next court date in city court, and I'll let him know that you're in custody on the felony matter.
That chair looks
You are
very
excused.
uncomfortable.
Thank you.
Very either that or he got something up the. He has something stuffed up where the sun don't shine. He might have his paperwork over there to show his paperwork. That's why maybe he's moving around like that. Very uncomfortable. Can't be having a filetto stabbing you in the intestines.
Hello.
What is your
All
full
right,
name,
next.
sir?
What do you guys think this guy did?
Roberto Vega,
What is your middle name, please?
Morales,
You're charged with 2 counts of unlawful possession of a dangerous drug, 1 count of unlawful possession of a narcotic drug. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. Let you know that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. You are seated by an attorney who is representing you for this evening's hearings. This prosecutor's office is okay with your release to the supervision of pretrial services. I will release you to their supervision. You must comply with any monitored treatment as directed by pretrial services. You are not allowed to drink any alcohol or take any illegal drugs. Public defender's office is appointed to represent you. Your smart hearing is set for January 13th, 2025 at 9 a.m. You must be present for this hearing date. If you're not present, a warrant could issue for your arrest. Your preliminary hearing is set January 27th at 1:30 p.m. And you are excused, sir. Stay in touch with your attorney.
Hey,
Thank
what up?
you.
What up, M Star Media? Welcome. Priors. Yeah, those plastic chairs are uncomfortable. Well, they look well. I've seen the people sit in them. It looks super uncomfortable, especially that last one. Man, it was like he was like trying to find the yoga position to be able to sit in that chair comfortably, if you will, if that makes any sense.
What is your full name, sir?
Samuel Don Whoever Heidecker.
Looks like you had a felony warrant for your arrest at a Cochise County Superior Court for a felony aggravated DUI and a misdemeanor DUI. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. The warrant issued for your arrest on December 19th at 2024. And they're asking for a $10,000 bond on this case. I need to let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing, and defense counsel.
It looks like he didn't pick up any new charges when he was arrested on this offense. This is a really old case, as you noted, 2022, and it looks like it was just refiled earlier last month. He does have his last felony prior was from 2022. So we're asking you to give him a chance to show up at Cochise County and release him at this date.
Mr. Wiper Heidecker, your bond is set at $5,000, and we'll set a review hearing here February 6th at 9 a.m. to see if you're still in custody. But what's going to happen is the jail is going to let Cochise County know that you're currently in custody and they can pick you up. You are excused. Thank you.
Hey, can you say his last name again, Judge? I didn't catch it.
All right, everyone's excused. Thank you very much.
Is that
Your Honor, good night.
Oh, that is it. This session, this Pima court session has come to an end. And this is the first time that I've done a stream like this. If you guys like it, I could go ahead and run it tomorrow also. At the same time, it'll be, normally I don't have like a set schedule, but for this one, they stream it and then they cut it. So it would be 6 p.m. Pacific time. Let me see. Modern Day Cowboy Rice. This was good. SAT or SAT X. This was fun. Do it again, please. All right, Flores. All right. I'll go ahead and do it tomorrow. We'll go ahead and see what the turnout is. But remember, hit that subscribe button. It's free 99. This is bomb, Flores. That's right, Teresa, bro. Let's do this. All right. So we got a date tomorrow at 6 p.m. If you're in Pacific Standard Time Zone, cha-cha, more of this. Okay. I'll go ahead and do this. In the morning, I normally I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and do some parole board hearings. If you haven't done so, also check us out on YouTube at CollectCallFrom. Sometimes I stream over there. Sometimes I stream over here. Sometimes I'll stream on both of them, depending on what my setup is. Modern Day Cowboy writes, I enjoyed the parole hearings. All right. And if you're wondering what the YouTube channel is, it's at CollectCallFrom. And then just go to playlist. You can either check out parole board hearings, video visits, phone calls, or whatever. We got a whole slew of different things over there. Anyhow, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I am Collect Call James. Allison writes, we're all chismosas. We want all the chisme. That's right. Hey, and remember, don't tell what's your name about us. You know who I'm talking about. The Hopper, the inmate Hopper, if you will. Anyhow, hey, I am Collect Call James. You are watching You Have a Collect Call From. And like I say, you said it. I heard if you say her name 3 times, she comes out like the Llorona or like Bloody Mary, one or the other. Hey, Allison, thank you for the badge right there. Highly appreciate it. Anyhow, like I said right here, lights like a candle. Once you blow it out, it's lights out. And with that, we are out. A rato. Beetlejuice, yeah.